You know, and a lot of the things that Dr. Hancock has talked about here, especially as it relates to forage, is something that is talked about each year at the Southeast Hay Convention. And we have some thoughts from Dr. Hancock from the 2010 conference to share with you here now.
This is the third annual hay production school that we've held from the University of Georgia. It's one of the few in the country where we cover A to Z, the elements that go into a commercial hay production operation. We cover things from the basics of soil fertility all the way up through marketing and some of the basic fundamentals of establishing a relationship with your hay producers. So we're very intent on talking about those things, those elements that fine-tune and really make it as efficient as we possibly can. One of the things we wanted to do today was to present to our hay producers some of the research that we've been working on at the University of Georgia, where we've been comparing in a Bermuda grass hayfield setting some of the different enhanced efficiency nitrogen fertilizer products. We've been very pleased with how they've worked, and some of these have worked better than others, and we're really anxious to develop that a little bit further. But what we found with the AGROTAIN products is, under the confinement of the study, of the conditions of the study, was the AGROTAIN products actually increased the yield, and we're able to get more forage per acre. And we also were able to cut down pretty substantially on the volatilization loss as well. And from an environmental standpoint, we were also able to recover more of that nitrogen that we applied. So our nitrogen use efficiency was very high. So we feel like we're making some real progress in utilizing these enhanced efficiency nitrogen fertilizer products, and we're looking forward to additional research to really fine-tune it even further. We've seen a lot of benefits, not just in our hay crops, but also in some of the other crops that we work with here in the South as well, whether that's cotton or corn or some of the other crops that we've been dealing with. There have been some relatively positive impacts there too. So we're confident that we're headed in the right direction with this particular product. When we apply urea or urea-based products to the soil surface or to, particularly for a pasture or hayfield environment, what happens is we end up with a lot of breakdown of that urea that goes into the soil and feeds the plants and the plant roots. Well, unfortunately, one of the first intermediary steps there is that ammonia is formed, and what can happen is that ammonia will be driven off into the atmosphere and actually can be lost, and that's a pretty substantial economic loss as well as being an environmental problem as well. So what this product does, AGROTAIN, is the design here is to prevent that particular enzyme, that urease enzyme, from being as active on the urease or the urea activity. And so it actually slows down the rate at which the ammonia is formed, and thereby slows down and gives the soil an opportunity to absorb the nitrogen. Well, our real objective in doing these programs is to make the producer more sustainable, more economically viable, but also to minimize the impact on the environment as well. Our goal really is to have a systems approach to the complex problems that agricultural producers face. And so our challenge or our mission here is to really focus in on how we can make their operations more sustainable long term.
Some good-looking fields right there. We're going to learn more about that in just a moment, but this is the time of the program we want you to join us and you participate live here on RFD-TV. Our toll-free number is 877-731-6733. There it is, and we invite you to begin calling now and pose questions, whether it be for row crops or for forage. And again, we have the Director of Sales for AGROTAIN International and Assistant Professor at the University of Georgia with us to answer your questions. So give us a call. Toll-free lines are open now, 877-731-6733. Dr. Hancock, some, again, beautiful fields there that you were standing in. Tell us about that. You said that was, what, a 5-year?
Yeah, that particular stand of alfalfa was a 5-year-old stand of alfalfa, which is virtually unheard of in South Georgia.
Yeah.
And I have to give great credit to the farm managers there at the Sunbelt Ag Expo. They've done a fantastic job of doing everything they need to do to keep that stand.
All right, so you had visitors from not just that area, but you talked about Canada and Puerto Rico, and you've got another convention coming up here in March. Tell us about that.
We had folks from all over, and that's one of the reasons we wanted to kind of broaden the name of the conference and really make it into a convention approach. And this year's convention will be held March 29th through the 30th in Macon, Georgia.
Okay.
We're partnering with the Georgia Farm Bureau, and they're actually going to be hosting our event there in Macon, which is right in the center part of the state. So we're really looking forward to another excellent event.
I bet you are. And information available to viewers as well?
Yes, information is available on our website there at georgiaforages.com. You can register on that website as well as signing up for email updates and other things. And we even have a Facebook page. So
wow, yeah.
If you don't know what Facebook is, ask the nearest teenager to you. They'll tell you.
Amen to that. All right, again, that's March 29th and 30th, Macon, Georgia. For information, we'll be giving you the websites to learn more about that as we continue. But we want to hear from you as we continue here. Our telephone number, again, it's toll-free to join us right now, live here on RFD-TV, 877-731-6733. We're going to take our final break and come back and hopefully visit with you right here on RFD-TV Live, rural America's most important network. So stay with us.
We don't have to worry about volatility. We don't have to worry about going down the road ditch, let's say, and leaving the fields. We handle AGROTAIN Plus, and we handle AGROTAIN for urea. We know that's going to be there, and we know we're going to have top yields with it.
When you're missing nitrogen, you're missing a lot. On average, more than 30% of soil-applied nitrogen simply disappears. Yet study after study shows that AGROTAIN nitrogen stabilizers yield more. In 2008, 15 to 25 bushels per acre more in corn alone for just pennies per pound. Control nitrogen loss now with AGROTAIN and get back what you're missing. Ask your retailer about AGROTAIN or AGROTAIN Plus.